Hey, hey. Hi, Isla. How are you? What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? What's up, Daniel? I'm actually really happy because this is the first time that I get to do one of these videos and actually be outside, because every single time I did my video it was raining, so I had to be indoors. So I'm going to be outside today doing these drills. Hey, Josie. All right, so today's going to be a little bit different. The last few times that we were doing the live workouts, we were doing more of an intense workout, total body type of workout. This time we're just going to do strictly vaulting. I'm going to give you a little bit of conditioning to do on the side, but all types of drills that you can do within your own home, or if you're outside, you can do them outside, okay? So first, I'm going to turn these comments off, so give me 1 second. And then we will get started. All right, so one thing I always tell my gymnasts is there are 3 things that you have to do on vault every single time. 3 things. You have to run, you have to punch, and you have to block. Okay, you have to do those 3 things. So we're going to focus primarily on those 3 things. And the first thing that you have to do on vault is running. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few running drills. So what you're going to do right now is, if you have a wall that you can go to, let's go to a wall. And I'm going to give the phone to my mother, actually, who's going to help me record, so I can demonstrate the drills, all right? Okay, come in. Don't be afraid.
Nobody's going to see me, are they?
Well, they hear you. Good. So just come over here. All right, so first thing we're going to do is arm swings, okay? So a lot of times our arms are often forgotten when we're doing running drills. We always think, oh, we have to pound the ground, pound the ground, pound the ground. That's true, you have to do that. But the gymnast who moves her arms and her legs as fast as she can and thinks about it is going to be the gymnast that runs faster and has a better vault in the end, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is this, all right? We're going to put our hand against the wall, just like this, okay? We're going to bring this leg up into passe, okay? You can have your toes pointed down, and we're going to bring our hand up here like in a 90-degree angle, okay? Now, all you're going to do is you're going to keep this up, but you're going to think about driving your elbow back, okay? Like there's a piñata full of candy and you have to break the piñata, okay? So you have to keep driving, okay? So we're going to do 20 as fast as you can, all right? Ready? Set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. And then you can do the same thing, do it on the other side. Now, a variation you can do is, if you have little ankle weights that you can put around your wrist, or if you have anything that's weighs maybe 1 or 2 pounds, you can do that. But I wouldn't recommend holding a dumbbell or anything like that. In the gym, a lot of times I have our girls put on little half-pound weights or 1-pound weights on their wrists and on their ankles when they do all these drills. Okay, so we're going to do it the same way. So make sure that your opposite leg is up, opposite hand is up, okay? And we're thinking about driving the elbow back, okay? Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay? Very good. Now, we're going to stay in a pike. Okay, legs tight together, toes pointed. All right, we're gonna have our hands, one hand in our pocket, other hand here. I like to say like you're trying to have a conversation with 2 cell phones at the same time. You're saying hello to one person, and then the other person says hello, and you have to keep switching and switching and switching, okay? So we're gonna do this as fast as we can, okay? 20 times, again, and we're gonna count like this. 1, 2, 3, okay? So every time you go back to the first hand that you put up, that's how we're gonna do the count, okay? All right, ready? Just get in a ready position. Tight legs and squeeze your legs tight. If you have a little stuffed animal, put a stuffed animal in here and squeeze your legs, okay? All right, ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, good. So what you want to think about is full range of motion, okay? So it doesn't stop here, doesn't run like this, doesn't come in here, doesn't come out to the side. Everything goes all the way forward, and elbow back, okay? All right, so now we're going to take it to the second part of our running drills, and we're going to focus a little bit on our legs, okay? So we're going to come back over here to the wall. Go over to the side. Okay, so now you're going to lean against the wall, all right? Now, we want to think about bringing our leg up and stomping into the ground, okay? So you're going to lean to the wall, you're going to put one leg up like this, and then when I say switch, you're going to switch to the other side, just like that, okay? And then switch to the other side like that, okay? Now I know we're gymnasts, so we're used to keeping this leg flat. Keeping this leg pointed. I want you to keep it flat, okay? I want you to try to pretend like you're stomping on a bug, okay? And we stomp onto our toes, okay? Not onto our heels, all right? Okay, so we're gonna do 10, all right? We're gonna do 10. So we're gonna pick up one leg, lean against the wall, make sure your back heel is off the ground, just like this, and you're gonna switch 1, switch, switch 2, switch 3, switch 4, switch 5, switch 6, switch 7, switch 8, switch 9, switch 10. Very good. Okay, so you should feel like you're stomping into the ground, okay? And the goal of this is when you do all of these running drills, and let's say if you have a backyard or once you get to go back to the park and with your friends, I want you to feel the muscles that you're squeezing there and when you do the arm swings, and feel that when you're running, okay? Because that's what's gonna make the difference between just kind of running down the runway and actually consciously thinking of every step and every movement that you do going down the runway, okay? All right, so we're gonna do the same thing, but now we're gonna do it kind of like a little bit of a speed challenge, okay? So we're not gonna do it for 20 seconds or anything like that. We're gonna do it like this. I call them, they're gonna go intervals, okay? So if I say 1, it means we're going to do 1 switch. So it's gonna go like this, and we're gonna go back to the front leg. So 1 means 1, okay? 2 means 2, like that, okay? So you're basically doing the set, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do increments going from 1 all the way to 5, and then we're gonna go back from 5 down to 1. You get it? All right, so here we go. We're gonna put one foot up, back leg, heel off the ground, okay? And 1. Good. Now 2. Good, and make sure you're squeezing. Pretend you have a little, there's like a penny, or like an orange or something right here, and you're squeezing tight, and you're squeezing pinching that leg in. Okay, 3. Good, 4. Very nice, and 5. Very good job. All right, good job. Okay, so when you guys are, you're planning out your workouts for the week, that's the overall kind of running warm-up that we would do, okay? Now the last thing to top it off, and I know some of us are indoors so we can't really run, but what I would like you guys to do, if you have the space, or if you're able to go to the park or anything like that, you would start on your belly, just like this, and you can have your parent, your brother, your sister, cousin, and you tell them to go, and you're gonna push up, and you wanna step forward onto your toes and push into that shape. Okay, and you wanna think about exploding and trying to push as fast as you can. Okay, so I would top that whole running warm-up out with 5 sprints, okay? Now, just like I said earlier, I have a lot of content that I want to be able to show you guys. So that's gonna be our running. We're gonna move on a little bit, okay? And we go to the next part. The next thing because each vault has a different punch angle. Okay? So first we're going to do front entry vault. So that means front handspring and tsukuharas, okay? So if you have anything that you can put on the floor that you can kind of hop over, I recommend using that, okay? In this case, we're going to use the toe, okay? All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to stand on one side of the hose, or one side of your little divider. You can use a stuffed animal, you can use anything. You can use a top, okay? And you're going to put one foot up in the air like this, okay? Now this foot in the air has to be your good leg, okay? And then you're going to put your hands behind you, okay? Now in Gotham, we teach to go backwards and then forwards when we're entering in for our straight jumps, front handsprings, and our sukes, okay? So from here, you want to circle your arms, a tiny little circle, and then by the time your feet come together, your hands should be here, okay? Now, it's not a sticking drill, right? So we don't want to stick, we want to bounce back, okay? Because we want to create something called a scoop. You want your feet to scoop under. If you scoop your feet under, it keeps your chest up, and then you can elevate up and over the vault table, okay? So that's the idea behind it. All right, so you're going to start like this. Again, arms here. Now you're just going to do a little jump, okay? Don't try to overextend it, okay? Small arm circle, push back, okay? Very simple, just like that, okay? Let's do it again. Now normally we do this with a springboard, or we usually do it from tumble track back to the floor. So when you get back into the gym, there's plenty of different ways that you guys can do this, okay? So watch it one more time, we're gonna do it again. So again, good foot in the air, hands back here. You're gonna circle back and push back up, okay? Now when your feet make contact with the ground, your arms have to be in front of you, okay? Because that is where you get that lift motion from, okay? So you don't want to circle so much that by the time your feet touch, they're already up here, okay? Because you want to be here and then lift into the front entry, okay? All right, so let's do 3 more of those, and then I'm going to show you a different variation of those, okay? All right, so ready? We're going to put our good foot in the air, hands back here, chest is up, visualize your vault in front of you. You're going to circle, pop, and then reach back up, okay? Do it again. Good foot here. Ready, circle, pop, back up. Good, and one more time. Good. Good foot in the air, chest is up. Ready, and circle, pop, and back up, okay? So, you just did your running warm-up. This is the first part of the punching part, okay? So now you're getting those ankles and toes involved. And the whole time while you're doing all these punching drills, you want to make sure that you're not going down flat-footed, okay? You're thinking about being on your toes, and every time your feet come off the ground, think about pointing your toes, okay? All right, so now the next one we're going to do is a step punch back, okay? So now this can be done with the wall. This can be done with the wall, okay? So it's similar, okay? Now you want to make sure that when you start, you want to step with your bad leg first, okay? So you're going to do a 3-step into a little hurdle, okay? So you're going to step bad, good, bad, circle, punch back, okay? Now you're going to have to kind of measure the distance a little bit, because some of you guys are my height, and then we got some little ones too, okay? So again, step with your bad leg. So bad, good, bad, circle, push, okay? And we have to step with our bad leg because you need to make sure your good leg is the hurdle leg, okay? So if you step with your good leg, you're gonna have the wrong foot when you're going into the vault. And I think some of us have done that before, and that's not really the best feeling when you're trying to run full speed into a vault table, okay? All right, so it's the same type of concept. It's the same thing. Arms start behind here when you hurdle, you circle, and you punch backward, okay? This is also another drill that we do in the gym with the springboard and from the wall. If you have a little stuffed animal, if you have anything that you can hold, okay, we encourage you that you can do it like this as well, okay? You start with your hands down, bad, good, bad, and punch back, okay? So that's another variation you can do if you just want to make sure you're focusing on the hollow. Okay? All right, but for this sake here, we're going to do 3 of the approach into the vault, okay, with the arm circle. All right? So, again, your chest stays up. You step with your bad leg first. Bad, good, bad, circle, punch, back. Okay? And you should feel your core tight and almost like somebody's pulling you backwards. Okay? We're going to do it again. Ready? Bad leg first. Bad, good, bad, circle, punch, back. Good. And one more time. One more time. Ready? And bad, good, bad, circle, punch. Good. Okay? So, now, what you can do is, let's say you make your little workout and that's 2 sets of these or 3 sets of these, 3 sets of those, and then in between those sets, you can do some calf raises. Okay? Now again, the calf raises have to be done on a decline. Okay? If you're doing them straight from a flat floor, yes, you're still getting the workout versus not doing them, but you really want to feel the decline. Okay? So what we're going to do is, we could come over to the side. What you're going to do is you're going to start with your heels off the edge like this. Okay? And we're going to do 10. We'll do 20. We're going to do 20 calf raises, and then we're going to do them with 1 foot as well. Okay? All right, so we're going to do 20 calf raises. Ready? Set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. Okay, now we're going to put 1 foot up. Let's put our right leg up. Okay, and now we're going to do 20 with 1 leg. Okay, ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. And the other side. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. Okay. So we are 2 exercises sections down, right? So we did the running warm-up, okay? And then now we did a little bit of our punching warm-up and a little bit of ankle and calf work to kind of loosen those up, okay? So the next thing we're going to go into is we're going to continue doing the front entry. Okay, so we're going to do some blocking and some front handspring work. Okay, and then we will move into some your chenkos. Okay. All right. So if you have a bed or you have something where you can lay your body on top of, I recommend doing hypers. Okay. Now hypers are I don't really have something. Maybe you can use the table. Okay. So I don't want to break the table, so I'm not going to do many of these. Okay. You can come a little bit closer. All right. But if you have something you can lay on, like this, like your bed, you can hold on. I recommend you driving your heels up, like that. Okay. That is probably the best type of thing that you can do if you can at home to work on heel drive. Okay. And if you're doing a super vault, you know that the first half of your vault is a front handspring. So it's very important that you get those heels up before you try to turn. Okay? Now, if you don't have that, don't worry, because you can still do arch rocks, you can still do arch holds, you can do different sets of those. You can do sets of 10, you be creative. You do sets of 10 arch ups, arch rocks, hollow holds, hollow rocks. Okay, so there's different variations you can do. And one thing I recommend doing is when you're doing the different types of exercises, like you do the running one, or you do the punching one, in between each one, you do a set of arch rocks, or you do a set of hollow body rocks, or you do a set of the calf raises. Okay, that way you're actually getting a lot more things done. Okay, so what we're going to move on to next is we're going to move on to handstand pops. Okay, so When you do handstand pops, you want to make sure it's your shoulders that are doing the work, okay? It is not your elbows, okay? If you do your elbows, you're going to do a little handstand push-up off the ball table, okay? So what you're going to do is, first, if you don't have a full handstand, that's okay. If you can hold your handstand, that's great, all right? I want you to try to reach into the ground, block off, and then lock into the handstand, okay? So you're not doing a handstand, picking up, and then trying to hop, okay? You have to do it on the way up, okay? So we're going to start the same type of entry this way. So you're going to arm circle backwards, okay? And you're going to reach forward into your handstand, okay? So like this, reach back, forward, pop, okay? Just like that. Right? And if you can't do a full handstand, you can stay in a split. Okay? Because the goal right now is to focus on when you're popping and lifting into the handstand. Okay? So let's do 5 of those together. Okay? Alright, ready? So that was 1. The next one will be number 2. Alright, ready? So we're going to start here. And we're going to circle and pop. Good. Again. Number 3. Here, circle back. Pop. Good. Number 4. Circle and pop. Good. And number 5. Okay, the goal is I want to keep everything very progressive. Oh, what's the video stuff?
It said low battery and it went to 20%.
Oh, but it is up?
No, it didn't.
Oh, okay. You're right. It's fine. So the goal is for everything to kind of build off of each other, okay? So as you're doing the punching, you're doing the stepping, coming into it, now you're adding the next step. So it's to kind of all fall like dominoes together, okay? All right, so now the next thing you can do is a little bit of a challenge, okay? So my challenge to you is, let's find a surface, right, that you can do your handstand pop onto something else, okay? So I'm going to use this over here. So if you have a mat at home, or if you have, something where it's a little bit of a lift, okay? You can practice doing a handstand pop onto something, okay? So here, I don't kick anything, all right? So I'm going to step, circle, and pop onto the mat, okay? Again, don't use something as hard as this. Use a mat that's nice and soft, okay? So again, here, I step, circle, pop, up. Okay? So you have that you can do at home as well. Okay? Alright, now, the next thing I want to get into, okay, is some things for the Yurchenko. Okay? So, now the Yurchenko is the most primary vault that's been used in college, and it's definitely in our gym too. If you have a cartwheel, that's great. If you don't, you're going to do a handstand, okay? So everything we're going to do is going to start from a lunge first, okay? So when you do this, you want to start with your good leg up, bad knee on the ground, and arms up by your ears, okay? By starting in a lunge, you're focusing on pushing harder off of here and having to drive your back heel harder, okay? And that's the roundoff is I would say the most important thing when going into your Yurchenko ball, okay? Because if your roundoff is a little crooked, if you're not blocking off of your hands, if you're not in the correct shape, if your head is going back, if your arms are too far down, it's going to create a lot of different problems, okay? So we want to make sure that we're really working on the position that we have to get into, okay? All right, so you're going to start from here, arms up, and we're just going to do a regular cartwheel first, okay? So regular cartwheel first, arms up, ribs are in, and you're going to push and kick over, okay? Now, if you can do a cartwheel step-in, do a cartwheel step-in, okay? If you can't do a cartwheel step-in, that's okay. When you finish, you want to finish in a rounded position. Your head is looking down at your feet, and you're as rounded as you can, as round as you can be, okay? You can have a slight little pike in the hips, but you cannot come out like this, okay? So that's going to create a lot of problems. That's going to create a lot of whip going backwards, okay? So again, we're going to start from here. Arms up, and you're going to push, drive, and hollow off just like that. okay? Now, to challenge yourself, to make it a little bit harder, okay, you're gonna do a one-arm cartwheel, okay? So you're gonna do both. You can do both your good arm and your bad arm. We'll do good arm first. So for me, it's my left, okay? Same exact thing. You're gonna start from here in a hollow, and you're gonna push and around, okay? Because you want to be able to build the strength to be able to push up each arm individually, okay? Because the round-off into the Yurchenko is a little bit different than the one on the floor, okay? The blocking is the same, the turning over, like all that stuff is the same, but it just has to be done at a very, very fast rate. It has to be a little bit more explosive, okay? Sometimes a big problem for the Yurchenkos is we tend to hang out too much on our hands, so you have to really be explosive coming off of your hands, okay? The faster you get off your hands, the more you can turn over the round-off, the more powerful the Yurchenko becomes, okay? Makes sense? Okay, so now, a way we can modify this, all right? And I love doing this in the gym. I'm gonna use this because I don't have chalk or a little Velcro line to use. Is you're gonna start, pretend this is a line right in front of you. And you can use stuffed animals, you can use anything you can put like this, okay? Now, I like to say that there's an imaginary line going down the middle of the vault runway. You have your good leg on the outside of the line, with the foot turned out a little bit, and then your bad leg on the other side, okay? Now, when you put your hands, you want to put them down on the line, right? You want to put them down on the line. So if this would extend all the way down and was super flat, I would put my hands right on top of it, okay? But the reason I do this is because you want to have a strong base, okay? You want to eliminate any turning in, okay? Any turning in of the foot, okay? You want to eliminate any turning of the back foot too, okay? Because then your heel drive becomes a side drive, which is not beneficial. It has to come straight over the top, okay? So play around with this. You can do cartwheels this way. If you have a bunch of stuffed animals, you can put some here. You can put some going this way, like the number 11, like 2 lines, and you can try to land your cartwheel step in inside of that. Okay? So there's different ways you can do this drill. All right. Another way you can do it too is you can do it going up onto something, like I was doing it over there. Again, nothing hard, something soft. If you have a mat, do it from the floor onto a mat. If you have an air track at home, do it from the floor up onto the air track, okay? And you're gonna finish like this, in this kind of piped angle, and that's okay, okay? As long as you're not arching, as long as your head's not out here, everything is nice and together, all right? Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is a hop hurdle, cartwheel step in, okay? Now this is to really facilitate the driving of the back foot, okay? So when you are going into your Yurchenko and you're running full speed down the runway, the last thing you want to do is run, slow down, and then try to speed up again into the round-off, okay? And this is a good practice for some people that hurdle too high, right? Our hips have to travel when we hurdle, okay? So you're going to start like this. You're going to start with your feet together. We're going to do a power hurdle, okay? And we're thinking about traveling, okay? We don't want to try to go as high as we can. Because if we go straight up to the ground, straight up to the ceiling, we're going to come down to the ground really fast, and that's going to make it harder for us to get off of our hands. So you want to keep the momentum going forward, okay? So you're going to start like this, hands by your side. You're going to do a power hurdle and hop into your lunge, okay? Now, the goal is to see how fast and how explosive you can get off of that one foot, okay? So that's where the punching comes in handy. That's where the calf raises come in handy. That's where all that work just to do that, okay? Just to do that one sharp motion. That's where this comes into play, okay? When you're doing this. All right, so again, now I'm gonna add a cartwheel at the end of it. Okay, so here, and I extend, hop, push, just like that, okay? Now again, if you can do a cartwheel step in, do a cartwheel step in and hold your shape, okay? Just like this, reach, pop, come to, and hold the round, okay? And notice that when I finish, I feel myself getting pulled backwards, which is the direction that you want to go, right? Because you're doing your Yurchenko, so you want to make sure you're traveling that way over the table. When you punch and you do a round off, and you hit the springboard, that's going to take you up. Okay, so you don't need to think about punching and extending up to the ceiling. Okay, you want to think of traveling. You have to travel. Okay, so imagine that you're almost doing like a layout over the table, or a little bit of a whip layout over the table with the blocks on the table. That's how the Yurchenko is built. Okay. Now, same thing. You can do one arm as well. All right. So start here. Again, I'm going to do my good arm. So you're going to hop, up, and back. Okay? And really try to make it feel like a block. Okay? Really try to make it feel like a block. You want to really feel that you are working as hard as you can from your shoulders. Okay? It should not just be legs working hard. It's shoulders working just as hard. Okay? Alright, so that's good stuff so far. Now we're going to get into our last little bit before it's time to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send all this to Daniel and kind of give you like a little bit more of a recommendation of like how many sets to do, how many numbers to do, and kind of like an overall list of everything. Okay? So that way you're not just constantly having to rewind the video over and over again. You can kind of just get it right from like the Instagram or the Facebook. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to go into just a little bit of shaping stuff, okay? And one thing that is super important, and I cannot stress this enough, and I stress it all the time in the gym, is you have to get rid of dead butt, okay? You got to get rid of dead butt. You have to squeeze your tush, okay? When you make contact with the springboard and you're punching, you have to squeeze your butt. You got to squeeze your bottom, okay? If you're loose and you let everything sink into the springboard like that, you're going to take away almost all of your power, okay? And to run full speed to get loose is not going to equal a tight vault, okay? My motto is that the vault does not get tighter as you go over the vault table, okay? It gets harder to maintain. It gets harder to squeeze. So you have to start, when you hit that springboard and you're in the right position here, you need to squeeze everything like you're a rock, okay? Like you're as tight as you physically can be. Because once you start reaching backwards, now you're starting to go upside down. Now you have to think about hip elevation. There's a lot of things that you have to start thinking about doing. And if you're loose from the beginning, it's going to be very hard to pull that off, okay? So again, the entry is so important. And all of our 9s and 10s and our 8s, the ones that are flipping vaults, we are constantly focusing on the entry, okay? Because that is what makes the vault, all right? So now, if you have a little band, I don't have one here, but if you have a little band that you can tie onto like the bottom of a chair, okay, I recommend doing that, okay? Or if you have a little weight, like a little weight bar that's like 5 or 6 pounds, okay, you're gonna put your feet on something that's higher. Could be a yoga block, anything that's like this, and I want you to squeeze your butt as hard as you can, okay? And then from there, you're gonna hold on to the bar, and you're gonna pull the bar back, and pull back, and pull back, okay? But all while squeezing your tush off the table. Tush off the ground, okay? So let's pretend I have on a little band. The band can around the chair or a little weight. So I'm squeezing tight, and you want to do it for 30 seconds, as fast as you can, and you're gonna pull, and pull, 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 okay? And the whole time you're keeping your hips off the ground, okay? And keeping your tushy engaged, all right? Okay, so for the Yurchenko, the name of the game is hip elevation. So the more you can squeeze and the faster you can throw your arms back, the better and the more your hips will rise, okay? Because we need to create that bend from the middle of our body, all right? Another variation you can do, now again, I'm not going to do it as hard as I can because this is not very soft. If you have at your bed, okay, your bed at home, sit on your bed, put all of your pillows behind you, okay? You're gonna hold on to a bar, you can just hold on to stuffed animals, anything like this, and I want you to reach back and swing as hard as you can back onto your pillows, okay? And then, the harder you swing, if you swing really hard, your hip should kind of just pop up by itself, okay? So when you swing, you're not gonna actually think about, oh, I have to arch, I have to do this, no. All you're thinking about is squeezing your tush and swinging your arms back as fast as you can, okay? So again, 2%. Squeeze and hold as hard as you can, okay? Don't just arch and hold as hard as you can, okay? Over-exaggerate the little shapes in the drills, okay? Because the more you do that, when you actually do the skill, it's going to be easier to do, okay? Because you're not going to be able to do a round-off stop. Okay, let me get in the right position, let me think about it, and then go. No, you have to kind of already be and train your body in that instinct, okay? To be able to just react like that, all right? And lastly, thank you guys for coming, all right? I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody who's been supporting this, spreading positive energy everywhere. I miss all of everybody from Gotham, all the Gotham girls and parents. Okay, I miss you guys. We'll see you guys soon. And again, you know, don't ever knock. Right? So thank you guys for stopping by. Again, I will post this stuff. I'll send this stuff later to Daniel so that he can post it. And I'll see you guys next time. All right? Bye, everybody.
Your 10 minutes, bad battery's dying.